right channel.
And welcome to the ASL. This time we are, in fact, on the correct channel. I'm so absolutely sorry. We just spent the first half an hour of the broadcast broadcasting on my personal channel, justintv.com/scoringfire. So, the VODs are all going to end up on the YouTube channel for the AASL, but in the meantime, we are not going to rebroadcast the entire series between Unsniped and Andy. We're not going to spoil it for you, but if you want to watch that series, it's justintv.com/scoringfire, and it should be one of the VODs, the series between Unsniped and Andy. Once again, I'm so sorry. We feel so stupid for broadcasting for a half an hour on the wrong channel. But the broadcast did happen, and you guys can watch it at your own leisure now in the form of a VOD. So,
we derped when we should have herped.
Yeah, I think we herped and derped when we shouldn't have done anything. So, yeah, really sorry about that. But here we go.
Moving right along.
Moving right along, we are
Analysis.
going to begin, yes, into our deep StarCraft 2 analysis. We will come up with brilliant new strategies by watching these games. We're now going to move into the round of 8. The last game we showed that was on the other channel, that was a game from the round of 16 between Unsniped and Andy Kim. And now that that has been settled and taken care of, we can move into our round of 8 games, of which we have 3. I know you're saying you should have 4 games in the round of 8, and you are absolutely correct, except for the fact that the round of 16 game hadn't been played until, like, yesterday. So, we have 3 of the round of 16 games. We will be broadcasting 3 of the round of 8 games. We will be broadcasting the 4th round of 8 game as soon as it gets played, and then the round of 4 we will cast live at 2 different times, and then the finals will be on May 6th in the presentation hall at 5 p.m. and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So
I can't agree more.
Here we go. We are about to begin our first set of matches between MarthVader, the pink Protoss, and Moldy, the green Terran. They're both playing their standard colors. What do you have to say about these players, Gumbum?
Well, you know, I know Moldy's been doing a lot of practice with me. I've actually done more off-racing this last week than I have playing Zerg, you know, practicing with Moldy and pals. But, yeah, I know he's definitely worked up some builds and some play styles that he's prepared to use, and I'm excited to see how those fare against MarthVader's, you know, really cutter, standard, you know, almost mechanical play. So, yeah, I'm excited to see these games. I know some interesting stuff's going to happen here.
Well, I am definitely just as excited as you are. MarthVader, I know her for, not really her play. She's kind of more of a caster and a community personality. However, she is a platinum level player, and she has, crushed me completely a couple times in the past, and yes, I'm man enough to admit that. She's quite good, actually. And Moldy over here...
I hear it's worked both ways, though.
It has. I would consider us almost perfectly evenly matched. Moldy up here is, he has also taken games off me, although those were in a bit more interesting of circumstances. But he's a really solid Terran player. He prefers the mech to the bio that we just saw from Christopher. Yes, Christopher goes bio. So, yeah, I think we are about ready to begin these matches. Our first round of 8 match between
Give me the
MarthVader
countdown.
and Moldy. The countdown begins. See, we're finally taking it back to Brood War. We actually get to do the real countdown, unlike the loading screen of StarCraft 2. So, 3, 2, 1, go!
Moldy waiting!
Yeah, Moldy waiting.
And not mining!
Moldy's like, I don't need probes. And Moldy...
I'm going to wait to mine.
Moldy is sending those hearts to MarthVader, and she is sending hearts back. This looks to be a very hearty game. Oh, see what I did there? There will probably be a lot of units.
It's a shame there's so much love in a war game.
Yeah, this is a war
Wrong
game.
with you people.
You know, the military uses this to train people. And I base that off of absolutely nothing. However,
that would be great, though.
there is a class at UC Berkeley about StarCraft Brood War, and the prerequisite for that class is Calculus 3. You have to know differential calculus to be able to take the class in StarCraft Brood War. They are not screwing around. It is serious. StarCraft is.
It is a serious class.
Serious.
They've done some really serious work in there, and it's crazy to see. But I've seen some of their project pages, and it's really awesome.
They have Mutalisk AI that plays perfectly. I saw Mutalisks take out an entire, like, almost complete Terran army, and one of them died, I think. It's insane. They also have perfect Dragoon bots, and, you know, they're really cool. But MarthVader going for the standard
associated
pylon.
with the Berkeley.
Yes.
So those are separate issues.
True. Okay.
Get it right, man.
I'm sorry. But from MarthVader, we have a scout coming out after the pylon finishes. She might get supply blocked, actually, if she chronos her Nexus. However, the gateway's up, the assimilator's up, and it looks all is standard on the western front. And Moldy walling off.
It does intrigue me. It does intrigue me why she chooses a scout with the probe that has 5 minerals.
Actually, there's a reason for that. No.
Always bothered me.
No. There's actually a reason for that. I don't know if she's doing this according to that reason, and she probably isn't.
So you can press
R.
C to
if you
return
press
cargo?
R, or C? Yeah, it's C. It's for cargo. Yeah, if you press C, your probe will go home, and then we'll be able to walk through any units on its way there. Anyway, Moldy making short work of that scout, and MarthVader acknowledging that fact. MarthVader inside of her base.
She has a second scout already at the tower.
Yep, giving her that map awareness.
Slaying a SCV.
Now we even. So we have a factory coming up from Moldy. He's either going to be going for another factory in a barracks or straight into a starport for some drop play. But either way, it's going to be amazing. The second refinery coming up from Moldy. So I'm thinking Cloak Banshees. That's my call at this point right now is Cloak Banshees from Moldy. And the MarthVader getting the supply blocked. She missed that by almost an entire pylon. But she is throwing up 2 more gateways, giving her that very safe 3-gate expansion build, and she is making Zealots and Sentries, as one would, for a very safe 3-gate expansion build, and everything looks very stock out of her. And she, I actually know, can execute a 3-gate expansion build, unlike Andy, sadly.
Yep. Moldy's hooking up his tech lab to his factory, making siege tanks.
Nice.
Probably going to research siege and getting an early eBay. I don't know if it's for turrets or bio upgrades, but he does have a lot of minerals, so maybe he's going to start building a command center soon? I'm not sure.
I know exactly one thing about Moldy, for complete certainty. He hates observers, he hates observers, he hates observers. He hates those floating Protoss map hacks, and he hates them so much that he will then scan you with his command center just to be like, my map hacks are better. But yeah, every game I have ever played against Moldy, every game I've ever seen Moldy play, he builds like 2 turrets in his main just to snipe observers. Even when he's not fearing Void Rays, not fearing Phoenix, he's just like, nope, I am gonna deal with observers. So, he always makes turrets.
Certainly chose a very strange place.
Yeah,
to deal
I know.
with
Your observer can fly right in through here and get directly into the main with no trouble. But, alright, we have a second barracks coming out, and Moldy's going to be doing his marine tank push. He really likes his marine tank push. However, MarthVader is getting a relatively scary army of Zealots and Sentries as her expansion finishes. So Moldy is going to really need to do damage with this push, or
Moldy's
immediately
gonna
take
really
his
need to
expansion.
do damage. He's down at 15 in the supply count.
Yeah,
He's not
MarthVader's really pulling ahead in
doing
the
so
macro.
hot. 500 minerals for Moldy.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's waiting for.
He just needs to throw down a command center right now, because that would save him. This is enough units to hold an expansion, certainly. It is not enough units to break the defense that MarthVader now has. So, if he wants to do anything, he is going to need to just secure his expansion immediately and throw down a command center right now. Because MarthVader is starting to get a huge economic lead, and she's apparently attempting to repair her nexus with sentries.
She's supply blocked, so this could give
Again,
Moldy
yes.
some time to make up.
Moldy
make up
does
some
not
ground.
get supply blocked frequently.
Double tech labs on the barracks. He's gonna get a lot of marauders out, I guess.
Nice. Especially, does he have concussive researching? Yes, he does have concussive researching.
Yes, he does.
MarthVader getting +1 though, attack for her ground army, so that's going to be a pretty big deal when that finishes. She and I are both big proponents of the official Liquid Tyler double forge build that everybody is oh so in love with. However, I do not see a second forge out for her, no. But does she have one on the way? Yep, she does, as well as her robotics facility. So she is going to be doing the ever so standard 3-gate expand double forge Colossus. But she is getting the observer out right now, and Moldy has enough turrets in his main to handle those pesky observers.
This is not stacking up well for Moldy. He hasn't expanded. He hasn't moved out.
However, MarthVader
mass.
not getting supply blocked. That was beautiful. The second she hit 84 supply, the pylon finished. Nice. And now Moldy is supply blocked, and ooh, he just threw down the depot. That is not good. So he is going to be pushing out with this because he kind of doesn't see what else to do. That's not the best idea.
Does not know what's happening.
Yeah, he needs... Just throw a scan, look at her army, and decide to turtle. Please, please, please throw the scan. Because there's no way you are going to take this, Moldy. There's just none. MarthVader's breaking down the rocks, which means, is he gonna get the scan? Is he gonna
sees the army.
Anyway, MarthVader's taking down these rocks, which means she's probably going for a third base. And honestly, at this point, with the advantage she has, that is fine. She can totally take a third.
With a greater than 30 supply lead, I fear for Moldy.
Yep, he does have drops though. If he can do some interesting drops with this, maybe you know, attack her from the back of her main in here. She doesn't really have any awareness on this part of the cliff here, so that could be very useful. Throwing down her third, getting some pylons up, maybe gonna throw some cannons, but honestly, I don't think this push is scary enough to warrant cannons. And, oh, this is gonna hurt. Watch, there's gonna be force fields. There's gonna be force fields. MarthVader not paying attention to her units. MarthVader not paying attention to her units. MarthVader not paying attention to her unit. There's force fields. And that's pretty much it. That looks like...
That went horribly.
Yeah, Moldy has 52 supply to MarthVader's 95. She doesn't even need her Colossus. And she's already getting 2-2 now. Yep. 2-2 is on the way. Her third base is on the way. This is over for Moldy.
The lack of map awareness from both players is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, neither of them has any idea what the other is doing. And now these marauders getting stuck
just now deciding to move around this observer. I guess now she has a peek of what's going on, and she's just gonna end the game here and now.
Yep, this is going to be the killing blow to Moldy. That command center is gonna die, and oh, here come the stalkers. They're gonna like 6-shot that command center, and once the Colossus get, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Zealot Legs is on the way too. And she force fields the ramp. Beautiful. Gets high ground vision with the obs, and there aren't any turrets there to snipe those pesky obses. Sadly for Moldy, and That's pretty